These are the 4 things that I study. I've dedicated the past 17 years of my life to try to figure out how these things come together. Who's ever had a good day at work? A good day. Might have been a long time ago, but you've had a good day? All right? And you end that day and you're like, man, today was a good day. What happened to make it good? And I'm going to argue that 4 things came together. Number 1, the psychology of the approach was sound. Who's ever been on their way to work, driving along, and you make the mental to-do list for the day? I'm gonna. Anybody talk to themselves? Who talks out loud to themselves? Okay, watch out for these people. They're weird. No, really. If you're walking down Main Street and you see someone talking to themselves, walking towards you, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm crossing. Right? What happens when we talk to ourselves? Statistics show 78% of what you tell yourself about situations is negative. And we live in a society that's the fruit of that. 78% of self-talk they have identified negative in nature. The second ology, the 5 people you spend time with this weekend. You writing this down? The 5 people you spend time with this weekend will change what books you read, what movies you see, and what restaurants you go to. Come on, raise your hand if you've ever had a friend influence what book you read, what movie you saw, or what restaurant you ate in. Have you ever had anybody influence this? Well, if that's true, what does it mean about your relationships, about your health, and about your career? I know that I can add a new person into my 5 and I'll think differently. Well, by the way, I never talk about getting rid of one of your 5. I just say add a new one into your 5. Third one, technology. Who has an iPhone 5? Right? It's like, woohoo! Does it do anything different? I don't know, but it's new. Right? Got to be one of you. Who does not have a cell phone? Who does not have a mobile phone in this room? And proud. So I am not going to be connected. Totally cool. Totally cool. So we have a spectrum here. I'm going to talk a little bit about technology. And here's the 4th one. Physiology. Can you keep asking your body to do what you've asked your body to do for that much longer? I said this, I don't know if she came in, I'm totally serious. I have 65 more years in me. Right? I'm 40 years old right now. Just turned 40 this year. I got at least, and I'm not going to die for 20 years. Okay? None of that crap. I want to go all the way and then done. And in the next 65 years, what will I have to do to take care of myself? So here they are, 1 through 4. Psychology. Ready for this? What I need you to do is understand you earn donations based on the problem you've chosen to solve. People pay you because you've chosen a problem to fix. That's why you exist. So for me, in my perspective, what do you want to spend time tonight talking about? Try this one on for size. How many of you know someone who likes to complain? Are they good at it? No, really, are they really good at it? Right? I mean, they can out-complain you. All right, who's read anything by Carolyn Myss? We have to have a couple of people who's read anything by Carolyn Myss. Talks about woundology. Remember that? She talks about how we out-wound each other. All right, you walk into some situation. Hey, how are you? How are you? Oh, my mom's sick. Oh, your mom's sick? Let me tell you about my mom is really sick. It's like, what are we doing? We're out-batting each other. So tonight, before you fall asleep, I got 3 A's that I need you to walk through. If you're writing some notes down, Kathy, you're going to get the most notes out of this thing, I can tell. A. Here we go. Acknowledge, accomplish, appreciate. This takes 300 seconds a day. I was just talking to a client of mine in Manchester this morning. So we were talking about the UK. And here's what I got him doing, right? At the end of the day. Acknowledge, accomplish, and appreciate. Acknowledge, that's outward. Who can I call on my staff? What client can I reach out to say hello? What organization or company can I say thank you to for what they did? Accomplish, that's inside. What did I do? How did I move the dial? How did I move things forward? And appreciate. Let me just realize that the world's a pretty cool place right now. With as much as we've got going on, and the next 22 days are going to be heck. Let me just appreciate what's going on. And this is what I talk about when I talk about psychology. Let me jump to the second one. Where have you been lately? This is a great slide. Love this slide. Where have you been lately? Today's Wednesday. Where were you yesterday? Were you working with a bunch of people, trying to move a bunch of things forward? Were you kind of siloed, hoping that you were working on the one thing? Were you surrounded by people that were connected, but kind of feeling like you weren't? This is why I'm here today. This is why I'm here today. On May 8th, Dina sent me a note about coming and talking with you guys. All right? The 5 people you spend the most time with, sure, they're going to influence what book you read, what movie you see, and what restaurant you eat in. They're also going to influence your career. One of you is going to want to buy the book today. At least one. That's a cool gig. We get to spread this message out. We get to talk about getting better, not complaining about what isn't working. Okay, wherever you are on that technology spectrum, I don't know, but here's what I can tell you if you'll do. Get someone who understands how email works. Get someone who knows what a PowerPoint presentation could do, and find someone who can work a spreadsheet with pivot tables. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Have them watch you work for 1 hour, and then turn to them and say, how much would you charge me to teach me how to save an hour a day? I can tell you what I charge someone to do that. But you want to find someone who you can say, teach me how to save 1 hour a day. Do y'all understand? I mean, I can show you things. Who's on a BlackBerry? Who's ever heard of a BlackBerry? Right? Those of you on a BlackBerry and iPhone, Droid, I'll come back to you in a little bit, but I can show you things about how to use your BlackBerry or your Droid or your iPhone that will save you minutes a day, giving you back valuable time at night or on the weekends. And then I'm not the first guy to try to figure this thing out, but how do I treat this thing? How do I treat this thing? In the past week, who's felt stress? Huh? In the past month, who's felt stress about that same thing they felt stress about last week? That's when I worry. That's when I worry. I'm a triathlete. I race triathlon between May and October. I do 1 race a month around the world usually. And what I know about training is I have to stress the body. In fact, I have to break the body down. But then I have to give it 2 days to recover. That's why I'll do a different exercise every other day. So yesterday I ran, today I biked, tomorrow I'll run. What happens in those 24 to 48 hours? I rebuild the muscle. When you're constantly stressed about the same thing, your body releases all kinds of hormones and all kinds of chemicals. This is the one that has me concerned. If something can wake me up in the morning, it's there are too many executives that have too much going on inside of their bodies. The stress hormones, cortisol, the stress hormones that make us stay on edge too much. The other problem about this is when these are going crazy, we don't think as well. Fight or flight. So those are the 4 ologies.